Okay, we have read about opium and indigo were two of the important crops that Britishers wanted to grow in India. But they were not the only two crops that Britishers wanted to grow in India in larger amount. You must have studied in your geography whenever any one crop is grown on a larger scale, on a larger farm, then it is called plantation type of cropping. So Britishers introduced plantation type of cropping in India in many parts, in the different parts of India with different crops like jute in Bengal, tea in Assam, sugar cane in United Provinces which is now Uttar Pradesh, wheat in Punjab, cotton in Maharashtra and Punjab, rice in Madras. Now, as I told you in the beginning, does color have a history? Yes, it does. And here particularly we are talking about blue. That is why I have mentioned it especially in the apostrophe blue. You can see these two fine prints. This is a kalamkari print of 20th century from India, and this is a Morris cotton print of late 19th century in England. What do you find common in both the prints? Well, let me make it easy for you. You will find the dark blue color. Both the kind of cloth that we are seeing here from the two different timelines and two different continents have blue in common. So that means this rich blue color, which is also known as indigo, was very importantly used to dye the clothes not only in European countries but all over the world. And also at that particular period of time, due to industrial revolution, due to industrialization, a large amount of cloth was being in process because machines can now make large amount of cloth than handmade, and thus they needed more amount of color, and for which Britishers turned to India. But the story was not always same. The story was quite different when you talk about the past. As you can see here, both use a rich blue color commonly called indigo. The blue that you see in these prints was produced from a plant called indigo, as I have mentioned earlier. India was the biggest supplier of indigo in the world at that time. We are here talking about 18th and 19th century. Why the demand for Indian indigo? Now, what made Indian indigo so famous in the international market? The indigo plant grows primarily in the tropics. Now, this is one of the most important features that you should look after. Tropics. India is a tropical country. Tropic of Cancer passes from India, which make most of its part, especially Bengal and present day Bihar area, suitable for the cultivation of this particular crop that we call indigo. Also, the soil was quite fertile, and also the kind of labor it required can be easily provided by the hard working farmers of India. Manufacturers in Italy, France and Britain used this indigo to dye the cloth. However, only small amount of Indian indigo reached the European market, and its price was very high. It was not sold on a cheaper price because of its fine quality, and European cloth manufacturers therefore had to depend on another plant called woad. This woad used to make violet and blue colored dyes. Being a plant of the temperate zone, this wood is mainly and can be grown easily in the temperate zone, which European countries mostly do not have tropical, or any of the country do not have the tropical and favorable climate as required for indigo, so they were good to go with wood. But what was the problem with the wood? That it do not provided bright and shining dark blue color like indigo did. Rather, it was having a kind of pale blue color, which the good quality cloth cannot be dyed with. See, rich blue color, whereas the dye from wood was pale and dull.